You ever feel like you don't have enough time to get all the things you need to do done in a single day? Or even try your entire life? You may be suffering from chronic, terrible time management. Same. And to be honest, I'm kind of sick of it. So I reached out to you very, very wise people on my Instagram and asked you for some of your best suggestions on increasing time management, efficiency, and just general productivity. I mean, as a freelancer or someone who's trying to build their own business, or just generally trying to get stuff done, this is a super important talent to have. Time is one of the most valuable assets you've got. So let's just get right into it. Lego! So, after some extensive research and gathering all of the ideas that you guys shared with me and then combining them with some of my own, I've managed to distill a list of 5 life-changing techniques and habits that are going to make sure that you guys have the time to get shit done, sit down, and actually relax. You can thank me later. Let's get into the first point. So to me, this is one of the most important and helpful things that you can do to increase your productivity, and that is streamline. You need to sit back and actually ask yourself, what am I doing and how can I make it easier? And I don't just mean in like a very general sense, obviously, like where am I going with my life? I mean, you need to be precise. I found that writing out 2 lists really helped to define and sort of get through this process. So sit down and write out a list of every single little thing you do every single day without fail. So repetitive daily tasks that you're always doing. Write that list down from start to finish. And I need you to be precise, even down to waking up and even stuff like eating breakfast. Like every single task, it doesn't need to be work related. Then once you've got that list nailed down, I need you to do the same, but for weekly tasks. So things that you do every single week without fail, like maybe cleaning your room, tax receipts, emptying your memory cards, charging your batteries, whatever it is people do nowadays. I'm not an expert, sorry. Then once you've got those 2 lists, go through them both and ask yourself for every single point on that list, can this be automated? Can I make a template for this? Can this be delegated to someone else? Do I need to do this every single day, or could I do it less times a day or even a week? Can I spend less time doing this? Like, the questions are endless. You need to ask them. I can't do it for you. Basically, how can I make this process take less time and be more efficient? Now, this isn't necessarily something that you can do in 5 minutes, but it's definitely worth the time you put into it. And I promise that at the end of it, you'll have a really good idea of all the places that you're losing time and how you can make those processes quicker and more efficient. So give it a go. Number 2, and this touches in on the last point, and that is delegation, whether that's delegating to digital or to other people. I mean, if you can afford to, then delegate menial, repetitive tasks to someone else who wants to do it for money. It doesn't have to be an expensive task either. It could be pretty cheap. You never know unless you ask. So if there are things that can be done by other people that you trust other people to do, or that are really simple and just repetitive, then find someone else to do it for you, man. Take that task out of your hands and free up all of that time. Things like checking your emails, cleaning your apartment, cooking your meals, like any little thing you can delegate or remove time away from, then it's good. And it doesn't necessarily have to be delegating to other people. You can also delegate to digital, aka automation, which is also an extremely effective method for increasing your productivity and doesn't necessarily have to cost you money either. That's not too bad, is it? Creating spreadsheets or apps yourself or any other number of digital ways to improve time management can all make your life that much easier. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this topic because I could probably go on forever, but it is a very important cornerstone of increasing your productivity and freeing up more time to do the things that you want to do, or just relax. This suggestion was actually left by Instagram follower B Volkmer, so thank you so much for leaving that. Appreciate it. And this is what he had to say. I'm just going to read this. Sounds strange, but get a routine. Wake up at the same time every morning, take a cold shower and try to meditate. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give him a voice. What do I think he sounds like? Hang on. Sounds strange, but get a routine. Wake up at the same time every morning, take a cold shower and try to meditate. Also, what helps me is to write down the day before what your goals are for the next day. That way you always know what is in front of you and what you still have to do. And last but not least, always drink coffee. Don't know why he's a geezer, you became a geezer. Sorry if you're watching this and that's not your voice. If it is, then sick voice. Thanks so much for leaving it, man. Actually, really do appreciate that comment because it's very, very useful. Who the fuck is ringing me? Hold the phone. Now, I can definitely see a lot of value and potential for this method here, so I'm going to be applying it over the next couple of weeks before I film the next video, so I'll let you guys know how that goes and make sure you check back to see how it did go. I said go a lot of times in, whatever. Number 4, which is the next tip, and this was actually suggested by quite a few people on the Instagram post, and that is to get a bullet journal. But what is a bullet journal? Sounds quite aggressive, sounds quite scary. Does it involve guns? Let me tell you all about it. Basically, a bullet journal is a gridded journal that comes with a minimalistic set of rules to help you streamline and plan your day-to-day life. I'm not going to go into all the rules because, to be honest, there's quite a few and they're probably hard to explain without pictures, but I did read through all of them, and to be honest, they do make quite good sense, and it is a pretty interesting concept. They also seem to be pretty applicable and flexible with most walks of life, so like it looks like it's the sort of thing you can pick up and make it sort of relevant to whatever it is you're trying to do and plan around. So it's definitely something worth looking into, and I'm probably going to have a look at trying to get one of those before I film the next video, so keep an eye out for my bullet journal, alright? Finally, coming in with tip number 5, and this one was suggested by Instagram user LA Pink Flamingo, cool name by the way, and this is what she had to say. Just gotta get a voice as well. LA, oh no, I'm gonna murder this accent, aren't I? I'm so sorry. Righto, let's get into it. Super cool photo. I do everything in balance. If I spend, no, I'm not gonna do that, I'm sorry. Let me just read it out in a normal voice. Super cool photo. Thank you. I do everything in balance. If I spend 2 hours on Instagram, then I spend 2 hours reading or walking outside or something else disconnected. Make a list of what you want to accomplish in a day and be reasonable. Check it off as you go. And again, this is another suggestion that I think has some pretty good value to it. It does touch on some of the points from B. Volkmer's suggestion, which is sort of making a list of things you want to achieve each day. But she also does say to be reasonable, which again, I think is quite a good point, because sometimes you can get a bit carried away when you're making a list of things you want to achieve in a day. Like, you're not Superman or Superwoman, you're just a regular person. Everyone is. You can't make more time in a day. Just give yourself a small list of things to do, and if you finish it, add a few more things. No, don't get carried away. Also with the balance point, very, very good point. Like lots of things that go into this. I won't get too carried away, but let me just give some good reasons that balance is important. Like people like me, and I'm assuming a lot of you as well, like tend to overwork ourselves, can like self-deprive ourselves of sleep. We get so into working basically that we forget that there's other aspects to life, like having fun, or sleeping, or eating food, and it can be detrimental. And I mean, as well, research has shown that the brain actually needs time off to switch off and stop concentrating on work to actually formulate new ideas and be creative. So this method could well increase your productivity and help you come up with some great new ideas. Why do you think all of your best ideas happen whilst you're in the shower or out for a run or just trying to switch off and sleep? Because your brain's had time to sort of just get all those ideas going whilst it's not at 100% focusing on other things. So think about it. Makes sense. So that's all the tips for this video. I'm going to have a crack at working on these over the next couple of weeks. Then I'm going to come back and tell you guys exactly what I found worked best and kind of help you implement those into your own lives. In the meantime, if I do find any apps or websites or services that might help with any of these sort of productivity, efficiency methods, of course, I'm going to include those in the video as well. And in the meantime, if you guys do have any other suggestions to help improve productivity, efficiency, and just general time management, make sure to leave them in a comment below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.